Hi everyone, Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech, and Apple surprisingly released iOS 26.6 Beta 1, and I've been using it for the past couple of days ever since it released. Alongside it, I also have been using iOS 26.5 for the past couple of weeks. And in this video, I'm going to give you the overall experience running iOS 26.6 Beta 1 and also iOS 26.5. I'm going to talk about the battery life, battery health, and performance, as well as share the Geekbench score during the video as well. But before I do that, I will share an announcement. I officially now have a podcast on Apple Podcast. I've been trying to do this for the past year, and I finally was able to do it. So now, not only do I have a podcast on Spotify, but I'm also on Apple Podcast as well. So make sure you guys follow me on Apple Podcasts so I can talk about some of the latest updates from Apple. Now, as far as the overall experience with iOS 26.6 Beta 1, well, as far as features, this update doesn't bring a ton of features. However, there is one I forgot to mention. In iOS 26.6, if you block a certain number of contacts, I forget the exact number, you will get a notification letting you know to unblock some contacts so that you can block any more. It basically puts a limit on how many contacts you can block. That's a new feature in iOS 26.6 Beta 1. Not sure if a lot of people are going to like that feature, but it is there in 26.6. Now, as far as the overall experience with this particular update, you will see my podcast as I now have it on Apple Podcasts. In fact, I'm going to do another one in a couple of weeks, so make sure you guys follow me if you have Apple Podcasts. It is the Hawkins Tech Podcast, same as it is on Spotify. But as far as the overall experience, well, if I do some scrolling, everything seems to load up as you should expect it. If we go into different tabs here, things seem to load up like they should. Scrolling within the app library, everything seems to load up perfectly. Taking a look at my overall battery life, I'm sure this iPhone 12 is still at 80%. How this is possible, I don't even know, as I will be updating this iPhone to the iOS 27 beta when it comes out in a couple weeks. Now, taking a look at my battery usage, I don't use this a ton, though the battery life is terrible on this device. Just having the screen on or even having it off, it drains. But I've had 23 minutes screen on time, 2 minutes screen off time. Taking a look at yesterday, 1 hour, 13 minutes screen on time, and 12 minutes of screen off time. Today used 4% of the battery, and yesterday used 68% of the battery. Battery life is pretty terrible on this particular device. Now I will go ahead and take a look at iOS 26.5. As far as performance on iOS 26.5, a lot of people have been reporting bugs with this update. I myself haven't really had any bugs with this particular update. The one bug I had on the iPad is fixed, where I couldn't use the Pride Luminance wallpaper. That bug is fixed in 26.5. It was fixed with the RC2 update. But a lot of the bugs that people have been mentioning, I haven't had, though there is a bug with widgets where you would tap a widget, then tap the Pages dots, the iPhone would respring. That bug is not fixed here or in 26.6. But performance seems to be pretty great. Taking a look at my battery health, my iPhone 14 is at 85%. And if I go into that battery life, view all battery usage, I've had 1 hour, 44 minutes screen on time, and 4 minutes screen off time. Taking a look at yesterday, 9 hours, 49 minutes screen on time, 54 minutes screen off time, 124% of the battery was used. And taking a look at today, only used 22%. Now I will go ahead and take a look at the iPad, which I also have iPad OS 26.6 Beta 1 on that particular device. And it took quite a while to install yesterday as I have the public beta and my Wi-Fi is not that great. Taking a look at performance or battery life on the iPad. Unfortunately, I can't check the battery health, as that's something you can only do on newer iPads. But taking a look at my battery usage, I had 19 minutes screen on time, 0 minutes screen off time. Taking a look at yesterday, 7 hours, 52 minutes screen on time, and 2 minutes of screen off time. And as far as performance on iPad OS 26.6 Beta 1, this is the public beta, but I still have the feedback app. Performance seems to be pretty great on this particular iPad. This is my iPad Air 4th generation. The storage on this device is pretty terrible, as it is a 64 gig device, but I am hopefully planning on upgrading to the iPad 11th generation or the iPad A16 with either 128 GB or 256 GB, because this is a 64 gig iPad. So I had to offload quite a lot of apps just to get the update installed. But it is running pretty great on this particular device. Now I will go ahead and run the Geekbench score, and I will share that in the video as well. Geekbench completed, and taking a look at it on my iPhone 12, I scored 2099 single core, 4623 for multi-core. I take a look at last week, I scored 2090 for single core, 4789 for multi-core. Taking a look at it on my iPhone 14, I scored 2404 for single core, 5792 for multi-core. Taking a look at it from last week, I scored 2357 single core, 5829 for multi-core. Taking a look at it on my iPad, I scored 2130 single core, 5097 for multi-core. And taking a look at last week, I scored 2126 single core, 5137 for multi-core. As far as what to expect next from Apple, well, the next thing we can expect is two things now. iOS 27 Beta 1 on June 8th, which I am going to put on my iPhone 12, which is this phone here. And also iOS 26.6 Beta 2. And I will have to make that video on my iPad simply because I will be running iOS 27 Beta on my iPhone 12, and my iPhone 14 will stay on iOS 26.5, though if it is stable, I may put iOS 26.6 Beta 2 on my iPhone 14. I just don't know at this point, but I will expect that probably on June 9th. And also, on June 9th, I will have a podcast this time, not only on Spotify now, but it will also appear on Apple Podcasts. So make sure you guys follow me on Apple Podcasts. It is called the Hawkins Tech Podcast. I have an entire podcast on Apple Podcasts. I am now on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify. So make sure you follow me if you want to get a piece of the latest leaks and rumors and different things regarding Apple products. Not sure why this is popping up here. With the new, hold on a minute. So that is a piece of my latest podcast. Make sure you guys follow me on Apple Podcasts, as well as Spotify and all of the other platforms. Then we get the public beta for iOS 27 in July. And Then we have betas throughout the summer. And around August, the end of August, I will install iOS 27 Beta 8 on my iPhone 14 and my iPad Air, or hopefully iPad 11th generation, as I am looking to upgrade that device. My Air 4, as the storage on there is pretty terrible, and get something with more storage. So I will continue to post videos throughout the summer, all the way until September, up until we get the public release of iOS 27. Now, I am going on vacation this summer, and I believe I mentioned it in my Hawkins Tech Vlogs video. So make sure you guys watch that. I won't say in this video, as I'm not going to spoil it, but I will make videos while I'm in a different place. So you guys will still get iOS follow-up videos and update videos whenever Apple drops a new iOS update. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, as well as follow me on Instagram and Discord, and also follow me on Apple Podcasts. I'm now on Apple Podcasts as well. I'm Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.